soul. Run lads, shoot lads, give us all a go. Run lads, shoot lads, you can do it yet. Come on Newport County, oh, bang it in the net.
Hello everybody, welcome to Taff's Word. This title, as you'll see, is Hugh's Vision. And we're going to basically talk into the changes that Hugh Jenkins is currently making at the football club. And I don't want to get too deep, but I just want to say prior to me talking about this that I'm not having a pop at any individual person. But it is very, very disheartening, you know, to have such a passionate fan base, but the negativity around the football club and its supporters at the moment being as bad as it is right now is really disappointing. And to be honest, it really gets me down. You know, I mean, I'm seeing exciting things happening at the football club and it's being completely and utterly crapped all over by people's negativity and people's lack of knowledge of how a football club is run. I'm going to tell you now, I do not know how a football club is run. I've got an idea, but I don't know how a football club is physically run. And I don't think hardly any of these people, if any, of these people who are slagging off the current regime right now the way that they are, or even questioning or making negative assumptions the way that they are, I don't think any of them know how a professional football club is run. Someone who does know how a professional football club is run is Hugh Jenkins. Someone who also knows how to successfully run a professional football club is Hugh Jenkins, who happens to be our chairman, who happened to come in at a time when we fucking needed someone to come in and save the football club, in effect. I mean, we're posting losses of 1.2 million from a couple of years ago. I mean, we're being told by our trust board members that we cannot self-sufficiently run this football club anymore unless we get some serious investment. A big cry for help. We cried for help. We've got that help. And now someone who knows how to put a system of how to correctly and successfully run a football club in place. And it's not as if they're all talk. They've been there and they've done it. They've got considerable experience of running a football club. And they took Swansea from a position that was lower than ours because they nearly went out of the Football League altogether. I know we've been there, but we've come a long way from there. We may have been relegation candidates at the beginning of the season last year, but we were never in the mix. We weren't even close to it. I know we had a bad run at the end, but we were already safe by that point. But I just don't get where this negativity is coming from. I mean, okay, the love for Graham Coughlin I can fully understand because the guy did brilliantly for us. But if Hugh is installing a system of how to run our football clubs, I think he's covering every single inch from what goes on the pitch, to the training ground, to the offices, to the academy, and everything else in between all that. He'll be streamlining us business-wise. I saw something the other day about you know, cutting back on the playing budget to bring more coaches in. I mean, how do you know he hasn't streamlined the business of Newport County AFC to be able to afford more coaches without it costing anything on the playing budget side? Talking about the playing budget side, and first of all, to help with the running costs, Hugh Jenkins put $500,000 into the football club to help with the running costs. And part of that would have been subsidising some of the playing budget that maybe we couldn't afford to hold up. There was a few players who've left who they were on big money. I'm not going to mention figures. I've heard figures. I've talked about figures on a social media platform. I'm not going to mention figures, but let's just say that the departure of some players has left us with a lot of money to play with, because I can't see the budget going down in any way. Like I said, he'll be streamlining. There'll be more streamlining to do. We're not going to be all the way there yet, but there will have been some streamlining, and there'll be certain things where it's going to be a bit more cost effective. We've negotiated a new lease at Ronnie Parade. I can only assume that Hughes' negotiating power would have allowed us to see a better deal. I know it won't be a worse deal. I know that much. I think some of the staging costs will be taken away because it looks as though we're employing our own staff in certain areas. I mean, I could go on. There's a lot of things that Hugh will be doing commercially as well. I mean, we don't know what's been going on commercially. Pre-season has been set up, and there's some tasty ties for us in friendlies, which are going to test the squad, which is great to see. But then a lot of the discontent at the moment. Now, I understand the Graham Cochran thing, and I understand to an extent that pre-season starts tomorrow and we don't physically have a manager in place. That we're aware of. Now, we knew that we had signings. Now, I knew we had signings to announce, but they hadn't been announced yet. You could tell by some of the interviews that we had that the talks had been ongoing for quite some time, or maybe that the deal was more or less handshook on for quite some time. So we practically got those signings over the line, but without announcing them just yet. You know, patience, people, patience. There could well be a manager in place. They could have been offered the job, and they're basically saying, look, pre-season starts Monday. Come in and meet all the boys on Monday. We'll announce you at some point during that week. You never know. That could be what's going on. It seems as though, you know, the signings were starting. They're starting to announce the signings after the transfer window had opened, because technically these players aren't our players until the 1st of July anyway, which is tomorrow. Hey, nice how these things work out. So I'm going to run through the signings that we've actually made. So in order of actually finding out, so we got Anthony Glennon. We got him from Grimsby, 24 years old with League Two experience. Kieran Brennan, 24 years old, played for Sheffield Wednesday, has been on loan to a few clubs. Not a lot of appearances under his belt, but there's a reason why a club like Sheffield Wednesday would have kept him around for as long as they have. They obviously rated him, but they've climbed recently, as we know. Last season they were back in the Championship. Maybe they feel as though he's not that standard. I mean, if he was Championship standard, he'd have absolutely no business joining us. Joe Thomas, 22, from Swansea, youngster, part of the Swansea under 22s. Played locally, can't remember which club. Was it Clydach? Or Clydach and Cambrian, or something like that. And he joined the Swansea Academy. Hasn't quite made the grade again, their Championship. He's 22. Who knows? But Hugh mentioned quite early on about reducing the average age of the squad, which is why we haven't signed anybody over the age of 24, but at the same time we haven't signed anybody under the age of 22. So we're all this discontent because we're signing these, kids and stuff like that. They're not kids; they're grown adults, 22 to 24. Going on. Kai Whitmore came from the Cymru Prem, as did Will Evans, as did Christian Doige. There are gems in that league if you can find them. We got Oliver Greaves, who was previously at Sheffield United. Now, you don't get into an academy like Sheffield United without having something about you. Now, this boy, obviously, he went abroad, did well abroad, but came back to England and has been in the non-league system since then. Who can we remember who's played non-league and, in the depths of non-league and eventually made their way to the heights of football? Players like Barry Hales, Jamie Vardy, what was his name? DJ Campbell, that was another one. Plenty of players, like Chris Smalling even. There's plenty of players who come from non-league and made it, in high league football and have done very, very well. I'm not saying Oliver Greaves is going to be one of these players, but he obviously had something about him to be scouted by Sheffield United and taken on in the first place. So there could be something there. He scored a lot of goals last season as well, just to throw that one out there. And then Jacob Carney, which on paper looks like a very, very good capture. 23-year-old goalkeeper. He came through the youth system at Man United. He was obviously good enough to be, well, when he wasn't good enough for Man United, he was good enough to be taken on by Sunderland. He's obviously been let go by Sunderland, but Sunderland a championship pushing Premiership, or or they should be a Premier League club. We're League Two, remember. So that covers the signings. And even if we are worried about the lack of experience, we still got Nick Townsend, Shane McLaughlin, Carl Jameson. We still got Clark. We still got Wildig. We still got Bryn Morris. We still got Jeff Cott. And at the moment, we've still got Will Evans. And to make up the squad, then you've got the likes of Sanka, Norris, Rye, Wood, Severy, and Norris. Or did I say Norris twice? I did say Norris twice. Sorry, but there's a squad there. And if you think that that's all the signings that we're making, then you must be mad. We haven't made any loan signings yet. These are all permanent signings. They're all on 2-year deals, and there's the high possibility of us making money out of them. It's a very similar model to Swansea City. There's profitability to be made from the players. How often have we lost players? How often? And this Oliver Greaves as well. I'm going to direct you to about 10 years ago when Connor Washington joined the football club from, I think it was like the 8th tier of football, the 8th tier of English football. And he joined us, and I was like, oh, why are we shopping in the bargain basement? Well, that bargain basement brought about a player that made us an initial $500,000. Remember that, he made an initial $500,000 before he was sold on by Peterborough to QPR for, I think it was 3.5 million. We had a 25% clause for any profit that they made. We would be getting that. Now, I can't remember the transfer fee exactly, but it worked out that we got another $500,000. That got put into the bank, and the season after was the Great Escape season, as many of you will remember. That $500,000 was banked and kept. It was used to bring in Mark O'Brien, Mickey Demetriou, and players like that, who effectively, between them all, saved us. Well, between them two, most notably, to go on top of the likes of, why can't I remember, Alex Samuel, Bird up front. I think there was one or two others who'd come in as well. For some reason, I can't think of their names at the moment. But, I mean, it allowed us to bring those players in, and those players, under the right manager then, saved the football club from getting relegated. That was just one player that we took a good punt on. I know we tried doing it again with Meacham not long after, but that one didn't work out. But it just goes to show that you shop in that bargain basement in non-league, you may find a gem. We've picked up one from the Cymru Prem, one from the non-league, and others who've been let go by clubs who are in division, at least 2 divisions above us. And the other one, Anthony Glennon's only 24, and he's got League 2 experience, came through Liverpool's academy. I mean, I don't know what people want to see. Do you want us to spend stupid money on stupid players and try and buy our way up the Football League and go out of business trying? I mean, show some ambition. What? With what money? Are you going to put, £1 million into the football club to get them promoted, to show some ambition? I mean, there's a way of running a football club. There's a way of running it efficiently, sufficiently as well. Hugh Jenkins knows how to do that without throwing money at it. He didn't have to throw money at it at Swansea because this worked. Picking up prospects with already a bit of experience and a bit of pedigree to them to go along with the players who we've got. Now, we're going to have some youngsters coming on loan. Yes, every League Two club maximises its loan capacity because you may as well. As long as if we utilise them by picking up development players, quite often you get it where they don't require any, or if not much at least, of the wages covered. They're just happy that they're being sent out to get first team football. Like I said, these players that we've signed won't have commanded heavy wages. The players that are left, now we're still in the wind with Charsley, although I've heard from sources that he has left. If he's left, that's sad because I like him. But if he has, we move on. That's how we got to do it. We have to move on. I'd say from all of them players that we have got there's only one standout candidate for captain, and for me that's Clark. The thing is, we don't even know if Evans is going to move on, and if he does, it will be a fee because he's contracted for the season. If we get that fee, that goes in that could well go into the playing budget as well. That could pick up other players. We haven't concluded any of the deals, but just haven't announced them yet. Next week, pre-season, it could be another week of signings being announced. Bloody hell, I've known us to go right through August and make signings. You just don't know what's going to happen yet. But there's an exciting time at the club now. It's a change. It's a change from, the almost in the playoff finals, the cup runs. They were great, but those days are gone. We fell into a period of, how can I put it, a period of the unknown, not knowing where we're going, what direction is the football club going in. Well, that unfortunately got revealed to be we're going downwards, and downwards fast, because we're hemorrhaging money and we can't keep up, which is why the trust reached out to get somebody to invest. Not only did we find somebody to financially save the football club, but we got someone who took another team from South Wales who were in a worse position than what we currently are, from the bottom of League Two, after they almost went out of the Football League altogether and probably could have crumbled from there as well. And he took them to the Premier League, to a League Cup win, so a trophy win, and Europe. Yes, okay, so he sold the club on. That was about as much as he could do with that football club, really. Because I don't think he ever expected to take Swansea as far as he did, but he did. He did that. And by putting in the right system of how a football club should run, from the pitch to the training ground, to the offices, to the academy, and like I said, everything in between that, he knows how to run that football club, and he's doing it. And this is part of that. We haven't even started pre-season yet, and there's more signings to be made. There's a manager to be announced. There could be backroom changes. There could be more people being added. There's no word on what's happening with Pipey and Mark O'Brien, whether they'll be staying around. I hope they do, because what you need is someone who actually knows what it's like to be part of this football club. We're talking about the person that captained us to promotion, and then the person that scored the winning goal to keep us in the division. I can't think of two better people to have at the football club. So I hope they stay. But all I'll say is, drop the negativity. Stop making these assumptions based on absolutely nothing. And that's the thing. There's a lot of them. A lot of assumptions being made on nothing. Absolutely nothing. We got our 10-year lease. We got our full pre-season schedule to look forward to. We got a crop of new players. We got youngsters who could, youngsters who come through our academy that could be given a good shot. We've got a reasonably good squad there. Yes, more additions need to be made, but like I said, tomorrow is the 1st of July. There's a long way. There's a whole month and another week before the season really kicks off. Oh, bloody hell, is it 2 weeks? I can't remember the date of the first game. I know it's August. I think it's during the second week of August. So that puts us around 6 weeks. We've got 6 weeks. 6 whole weeks. Chill out. Look forward to pre-season. Look forward to more signings, because there is a budget to be used still. There's a big chunk of budget to be used, especially if Charsley haven't signed. But I hope he does, because that'll be another one with good League Two experience to add to that list. But like I say, just chill out. Look forward to it. Try and build up to it. Stop worrying about things. I can't understand for the life of me where this worry is coming from. Our football club's fucked and stuff like that. Club's gone. I'm seeing comments like that. What the fuck? Honestly, just what the fuck? Just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Look forward to it. It's an exciting time for the football club. It's a change. It's a positive change at the football club. Enjoy it and look forward to the future that we've got ahead of us. I'm not saying that it's going to be the same as Swansea's and Hugh's going to take us to the Premier League. If you guess it's a League One, I'll be happy. You know, if we're a stable League One football club, I'll be happy. There's talks of Rodney Parade development happening. You know, Newport Council getting involved with the Dragons, no doubt will be involved in that. Good things. You know, the average age of the squad, prospects on decent contracts. Good things. It's all good things. Where's the negativity coming from? Honestly, please, someone help me with that. Anyway, thanks for watching. I've nattered on for 20 odd minutes now, so I'll give you some of your day back. Thanks for watching. As always, drop me a comment if you want me to raise any particular subjects or you want me to answer any questions of yours. I will. I'm going to dedicate more time to this now in the coming weeks, months, years, or whatever. Get in touch, honestly. But thanks for watching. Thanks for liking and subscribing if you haven't already done that. Yeah? Brilliant. Cheerio for now, and as always, up the county.